All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to We Need to Talk, episode number 4. And this is going to be another crucial topic and another crucial dialogue I hope to start in your guys' family or in your guys' friend group or anything like that. So, what we got today is it time to end child trafficking? We Need to Talk, episode number 4. I'm recording this on August 11th. So, the information on here is from the 11th. Real quick, of what we're going to be discussing today, and the articles I have for you guys is: first, we have what happens to migrant children found alone at the border. 2, we got FBI, over 200 sex trafficking victims, including 59 missing children were found. 3, Sound of Freedom box office hit. Now let's get to it. This is the first one we have is from The Conversation. This is what happens to child migrants found alone at the border from the moment they cross into the U.S. until age 18. As of June 30th, 2021, the 3 months remaining in the U.S. government's fiscal year, 95,079 children left their countries and crossed the U.S.-Mexico border without a parent or legal guardian. Many escaping dangerous and or exploitative situations back home. This exceeds the previous high of 76,020 unoccupied minors seen in the full 12 months of fiscal year 2019. So that's an increase of, was that 20,000? That's a lot. 20,000 of 76. What is that, like 30% or something around there? That's ridiculous. And that's only a difference of 2 years. An uptick of 20,000. That's crazy. Next article we have is from USA Today. FBI, over 200 sex trafficking victims, including 59 missing children, found in nationwide operation. The FBI rescued more than 200 sex trafficking victims and identified or arrested more than 125 suspects during a 2-week nationwide operation last month, federal officials said on Tuesday. This is from August 2nd. So, of this year. So that's just a 2-week nationwide operation. 2 weeks. So wrap your head around that. There's 2 weeks. There's 52 weeks in a year. Divide that by 2 is 26. So 26 times 125 suspects is what you would have if you did this year round. Roughly. The FBI has found 59 victims of child sex trafficking and sexual exploitation and located 59 missing children during the July operation, the FBI said in the news release. In August 2022, 141 adult victims of sex trafficking, 84 minor victims of child trafficking, and 37 missing children were found during the 2-week operation. What they're saying is year over year, from August 2022 to August 2023, they have caught more. So there's either more abundance of these crazy, menacing, disgusting human beings, that filth, basically, gutter trash, that are in the streets, and it's either easier to catch them, or they're coming up with new revolutionary ways to catch them, getting ahead of it. It's going way too ridiculous. So now we're going to the box office hit. This is from Box Office Mojo by IMDb Pro. IMDb, what everybody recognizes and knows it for. Sound of Freedom, the incredible true story of a former government agent turned vigilante who embarks on a dangerous mission to rescue hundreds of children from sex trafficking. He did rescue hundreds. I'm thinking maybe thousands. In here, they didn't get to show it in the movie a lot. Oh, sorry for the spoilers. All right, so no spoilers. I'm not going to tell you guys too much of the movie, but this movie is only sold domestically, and it has $167 million, $158,912 total domestic sales only, because there is no worldwide. There's no, international sales, because it's not released internationally yet. I have seen them on the podcast multiple times, the Angel Studios producers and founders. Their crowdfunded website, and they're good peeps. I saw them also on Timcast IRL, because obviously that's like my favorite show to watch, because it's a guy that's down the middle trying to break the news, and they talk about stuff like this. And he had them both on the podcast. He also had Tim Ballard on and the producer of the movie on as well. That's how I heard about the movie in the first place. And so Angel Studios is a distributor. Box office opening was $19 million. It released on July 4th. I remember that. It's about 2 hour long movie. It's an action biography drama history thriller. It only had a budget of $14.5 million, and it didn't have a advertising budget because so Disney was holding this movie for years. I think the guy said it's somewhere around 5 to 6 years. I don't quote me on that. I don't know exactly, but on the podcast, you guys can you can hear it. If you guys really want to know, I could probably link the podcast down below. Just comment and I'll pin it in the comment if you guys want to know. They got sued over from Disney, and they settled it, and stuff like that. They had to pay, I think it was somewhere around $8 million or something like that for the rights for the movie, and then they released it, but they were broke by that time to release the movie. They didn't have enough money, so they asked for people to share it on social medias and stuff. I shared it multiple times on my social medias, on all of them actually. And yeah, so this movie's a box office hit with zero budget as their advertising budget, and only $14.5 million budget to create the movie. I think that's the whole budget. That's all I can get when I Google it. There's was it set according to 7 sources on a Google search, Bing search. Sorry, you guys will see it there. And I saw the movie personally. It was me and my girlfriend, and everyone was saying before I went to go see the movie, the people I watch, they say the movie is touching, and if it's really crazy how the movie touches you, since a lot of it's in Spanish. Not a lot of it, I would say like 30% of the movie's in Spanish, and I'm a Spanish speaker, and it hit me hard. I'm not gonna spoil any of the scenes for you, but that movie broke me multiple times, made me cry multiple times, and I don't cry for a lot of movies, but that movie, it touched me. That it was hard. It was heart wrenching, and the worst at the end of the movie, I will spoil this. This is a spoiler alert. You guys want to hear this part? Skip maybe 30 seconds. All right. At the end of the movie, they show real videos of the situations that happen in the movie, and they have the real footage for you guys. You guys can see that, and it's heart wrenching to see a movie. You know how when you go to cinematic, when you get a cinematic experience, you go to the movie like, oh man, this movie's fake. It's based on a true story, but how much of it is it true? That movie, almost everything is true, and during the movie, you're like, oh, like you're entertained. It's a great movie. Especially the people who did the cinematics, the scene selections, and the camera angles that they chose, freaking spot on. And especially with the budget they had, they did perfect. This is probably one of the best low budget movies I've ever seen in my entire life. This movie's great and highly recommend. So that movie pulled a lot of strings in my heart, and obviously I started looking more into this, and this is why I wanted to do an episode on this. And I compare this to like the Twin Towers, the 9/11 attack, and obviously the catastrophes are completely different things, right? One was murder, and the other one is sex trafficking. I honestly believe sex trafficking a child is as egregious as murder, in my opinion. Obviously, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, but that's just my thoughts on it. So the 9/11, just to recap, obviously most of you guys already know what the 9/11 tragedy is, but let me just do a really quick recap of what it is. There's the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center in New York, and they were struck by 2 passenger planes, one plane each tower. And I do believe that towers weren't supposed to come down, but something happened. Now, this could be a conspiracy. I have no idea. It's been a while since I saw this, but I think, was it the structure of the building was melting from the heat of the planes that crashed in? Something about the fuel or something like that. That was melting the beams and the structure of the towers. So when the first responders were coming in to save the people, they didn't know that the building was going to come down. So the losses multiplied by tens, or more, because of the buildings collapse. Some people were pointing fingers at the guy who did design the building or anything, but they didn't know a plane was going to crash into it or something like that. A tragedy happened. 2,977 people, not including the 19 hijackers, lost their lives, most of them in New York. All 246 passengers and crew aboard the 4 planes were killed. I believe two planes crashed into the Twin Towers. One plane crashed into the Pentagon, and the fourth plane, I forgot where it was gonna head. I think it might have hit the Pentagon too. I don't know where it was gonna head, but the passengers overpowered the hijackers and made the plane nosedive. So that was really courageous. You guys should watch the movie. There's a movie on it. The Pentagon, they lost 125 people. Citizens of 77 different countries were among the casualties. New York City lost 441 first responders. And I compare the two because it moved me the same. When I saw the Twin Towers movie and I saw the documentaries, I saw tons of videos. I saw the conspiracy theory videos. I've seen so many videos on the 9/11 tragedy, but it's been years since I've seen them. It moved me the same. I wanted to join the military. I wanted to go hunt down the Taliban. I wanted to go hunt down ISIS. I wanted to hunt down anything and anyone who was associated with the hijacking of the planes and the whole situation, obviously my parents, hugely disagree with joining the military or anything like that, or even any occupation that could, like, risk my life for other people and stuff like that. They completely disagreed, and they convinced me not to go. And I was maybe my whole life growing up, I wanted to be a soldier since I was maybe 3 or 4 years old. I was playing with little soldier, those little toys that don't move. Those little platforms that they sit on. I'll have pictures of them up on the screen for you guys. But I played soldier. I played with GI Joes. I played with soldiers. That was my dream, to fight and die for this country because of what happened at the 9/11 tragedy thing. And my parents changed my mind. My brother changed my mind. They all were telling me not to. My cousins, my uncles, everyone was telling me it's not worth sacrificing myself for what they said it was politics. And obviously, when I was little and young and even a teenager, I didn't know what politics was. Um, until now, I've been watching politics for at least 3 hours a day for so many years that I'm kind of getting a grasp on it. If I would say I would have maybe 10% of a grasp on politics, it's all so much. Geopolitics is the new thing I'm getting into, and you guys will see more of those videos coming up. I have a Mexico video coming out of when this releases, a couple weeks. That one's going to be fun to record. It's going to be a lot of Mexico information, more geopolitical information. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy that one as well. But that's coming out. And not to go too far from what I'm talking about is, so this is what happened at the 9/11 tragedy. The world allied to combat one threat due to the 9/11 tragedy. Why isn't that thousands of children being trafficked, killed, and lost have the same actions behind it? I feel that the sound of freedom has pulled the veil off our eyes and our hearts. We need action and effective prevention methods to prevent these tragedies from occurring again. And those are words from yours truly, Jose. And I see them the same. They're both catastrophes. One happened in an impact like that by a country that hates us. And then another is happening on our border. This is happening every day. Like, imagine minutes of your day where you're just chilling, watching TV in your house, people getting sex trafficked. And until you watch the movie, you're not going to get a grasp on it. So I definitely recommend you guys to watch the movie. And they have a bunch of facts in the movie as well that they show at the end. And watch The Sound of Freedom and share it with your friends and online. Also, thank Tim Ballard for his courageous acts. I definitely do. Thank you, Tim Ballard, for coming out and help making the movie and all kinds of things. I definitely appreciate. I followed his podcast as well. If you guys see anything, hear anything, please talk. Please say anything. Please say something. You can call 888-373-7888 if you see any human trafficking going on in your area. Make sure you get like some evidence as well without doing anything dangerous or anything like that. Don't put yourself in harm's way. But if you can, definitely call that number, or I'm gonna have the website in the link down below. And if you want to fund, if you want to know some place where you can donate money, that I recommend personally is the Spear Fund, which I'll be donating money as well. And this is pushed and made by Tim Ballard and his team. You'll see it on the screen. It's pushed by Newsweek, the New York Post, Bloomberg News, Breitbart, Vanity Fair, PragerU. They have tons of facts and everything on there. Here's Tim Ballard's biography. You guys can definitely read that. Okay, so that's this week's episode, guys. I hope everyone learned something and can create a little change for the better. Follow all my socials for updates and uploads and more content coming soon. Share this video with your friends and family. Like this video if you enjoyed, and comment your thoughts down below, and other crucial topics I can cover as well. Put that in the comment section, please. Wherever you see this video. Subscribe to the channel for a bigger impact and more exposure. This is your host, Jose, hitting escape. Peace.